Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. I have these yummy mashed cauliflower, chicken, green beans with gravy lunch preps to show you. Also this fantastic sheet pan chicken fajitas. Also have my usual breakfast sandwiches. So if you want to see how I make all these, then stay tuned. First up, as usual, as I always tell you guys, get all your prep out of the way. Your prep for your prep. So I'm talking like all your vegetables you need to chop up for everything, any meat you need to cut up. You want to get all that done out of the way so you can just put your components all together. So what I have to do here, I need to cut up some bell peppers. So I have some green, I have a yellow, I have a red, I have all those bell peppers. Plus I want to cut up a whole white onion. I noticed that white onions, they don't seem to be as strong on my eyes as yellow onions. Is that really a thing? Or is it just this particular onion wasn't too bad? I don't know. I didn't cry. That's the reason why I don't like to cut onions, because they just hurt my eyes so bad. Anyway, I also have cauliflower to cut up. I have this massive head of cauliflower. It was funny, they subbed out, like they gave me a regular one and then they subbed out a, what is it called, an organic one. And the organic one was so easy to cut up. It was just crumbled in my hands. It was so nice. It just felt so much better. I may have to switch over to organic cauliflower because the flavor on it was so good as well. Anyway, I'm making a huge batch of mashed cauliflower. I am going to have some left over that I can use for dinners throughout the week. So I'm going to get all this chopped up. I have some chicken to chop up. I have some green beans to kind of clean up a little bit. So I'm going to get all that done, and then we can start throwing the meal preps together.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, running to better times. Go, from my emotions I'll go, running to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times. Remember I was laughing in all the photos that you took.
Okay, so all of my prep is done. I have my vegetables, I have my chicken. It is all ready to go now. I don't have to get my cutting board out again. I don't have to get my knife out again. We are ready to roll with this meal prep. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep my vegetables. So these are my fajita vegetables. I have my homemade taco seasoning here. If you want to see how I make this, I do have a DIY spice blend video. I will have that link down below. Just adding in some water, simple. It's the same thing I did to my chicken. I forgot to show you guys that. So I did add in the same taco seasoning with some water, just kind of stirred it around. I let it marinate for about an hour or so before I started my prep. With the vegetables, I'm just going to mix them around. This just makes them nice and flavorful. And I love homemade spices. It's just, I don't know, just a lot better flavor. But I do use stuff in the package. I am not against it. Anyway, I just have a sheet pan here. I'm just going to put all my veggies on the sheet pan. On the other side, I'm going to put all my chicken. So easy. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. That's why I cut my chicken so thin. That way I know it'll cook through in like 20 minutes. And it'll be ready to go. And it smells absolutely amazing. I love sheet pan fajitas, you guys. I make this for dinner sometimes, but these are going to be like fajita bowls that I will serve up with like lettuce and avocado and sour cream. All those good things will be going into this. So it's going into the oven right now. I'm going to go ahead and start steaming up my cauliflower. I have a big pot here. I have my steamer basket in there, which really is not doing much because I have so much cauliflower, but I do have about 2 cups of water under that steamer basket. I'm going to bring this to a boil and let it steam up. And while that is steaming, we're going to do my eggs. So I have these egg whites here. I have my pan here, which I get a lot of questions about this pan. I got it off of Amazon like 3 years ago. It's like a whoopie pie pan. They don't have the same one, but they do have one similar to this. I will try and remember to link it down below. I love it. It's perfect for egg sandwiches. I'm just filling up each of these little circles here with some egg whites. I prefer to use egg whites in my breakfast sandwiches just because I like the taste of egg whites reheated better than whole eggs. I will use whole eggs sometimes, but it's kind of the same thing like with scrambled eggs. I don't like them reheated. So egg whites to me just taste better the next day. So I'm just filling up all these little circles here. And then I'm going to add on to that some of this Trader Joe's onion salt, which you guys know is life. I need to go get some more. It's just a long drive for just onion salt. So I want to go when it gets closer to some of the Christmas seasonal stuff to come out. That way I can pick up some of that stuff at the same time when I stock up all my spices. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of that on there. Then we are going to sprinkle on some red pepper flakes because y'all know I like my spice. I love red pepper flakes, one of my favorite seasonings. So that is going to go on here next. And then this is going to go into a 375-degree oven for 8 minutes. I made a huge mistake and I forgot to take out chicken for my chicken and mashed cauliflower gravy bowls. Luckily, I had some of this rotisserie chicken breast in the freezer, so I'm just going to use a little shortcut here. But I did plan on making my own little like chicken nuggets, but again, I forgot to take the chicken out. I did not have time. I had a really busy day today, so this actually worked out good. I'm just using the rest of this bag. I get this at Costco, so I love this stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this into my air fryer and heat them up, and they'll be ready to go. I'll just have to cut them up into little bite-sized pieces. My cauliflower is all done, so we're going to go ahead and make some mashed cauliflower. I make it different all the time. It's basically the same. I just kind of use what I have on hand. Now, I was completely out of my, I can't believe it's not butter light. Well, I'm not out yet. I'm using it for my gravy, so I used the rest of it on my gravy. So I didn't have any to use for my mashed cauliflower. So I'm kind of improvising. You can see this is very hot, so be very careful when you put these in your blender, or I like to use a mixer cup for this. So I'm just going to kind of fill this up about 3/4 of the way with cauliflower. I'm going to have to use like 3 batches of this because I'm making so much mashed cauliflower. So this particular version, I'm doing that. I'm doing a big spoonful of minced garlic. And then I'm going to use some of this plain non-fat Greek yogurt that I actually had in my refrigerator from a previous recipe I did not use all of. So that's why I decided to use it. Sometimes I'll use sour cream, but I do prefer to use butter in it, or I can't believe it's not butter, that kind of thing. And I'm also going to use some fat-free half and half. So this will kind of make it less on the calorie side. I'm just kind of not really measuring it, you guys. I know, bad. Also going to add in some onion salt, and then I am also adding in some pepper. So I'm just going to get all that in there, put my lid on, and we're going to blend it away. And like I said, I'm making like 3 batches of this, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done.
Now it looks like acting, like we were fiction in a book. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm wrong. I got it, I gotta.
Cauliflower is all done and ready to go. This is actually just the first, like I said, of 3 batches. So I'm going to go ahead and put it all in there. The first batch came out a little bit runny. I do that every single time, but I got better with the second and third batches. So this will be the base of those chicken bowls. And then next up, we're going to make our gravy. Now, I found this copycat, like KFC gravy mix. So you use a hot water. So I'm doubling the recipe, which I found out was a huge mistake because I had so much left over at the end. So don't double this recipe like I did. So I have 4.5 cups of boiling water. I'm going to add in some better than bouillon chicken base and some better than bouillon beef base. So they say if you mix the beef and the chicken together, that's what makes it like the copycat KFC recipe. So we'll see. I don't know. It tasted okay. Mine came out a little runny, even though I did exactly what it said as far as, you know, the ratio of water, flour, and butter. But anyway, it still had a good flavor to it. So I'm going to go ahead and dissolve this in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the gravy recipe ready to go. So I have some, I can't believe it's not light, can't believe it's not butter light in my pot here. So I'm going to go ahead and melt that, and then once it's all melted and starts to bubble a little bit, then we will be adding in some flour. So I'm going to put in the flour in there. I will have the original recipe linked down below so you'll know the measurements on all of this. So I put the flour in there, and I'm going to whisk it around, whisk it, whisk it, whisk it, and then we will add in that broth, you know, the stock that we made.
I got it, I gotta go, 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 running to better times. Go, 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 from my emotions I'll go, 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 running to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times, to better times.
Next up, we're going to make some breakfast sandwiches. You guys know I like to wrap my breakfast sandwiches in foil and parchment paper. So to get them all ready, this is the best way to do it. You don't have to stop and go. You guys know I like to multitask, like to make things easy. So I'm going to do my layers of foil, then parchment paper. So I'm going to put down a piece of foil, a piece of parchment paper. Then I'll do a piece of foil and a piece of parchment paper. I'm making 6 sandwiches, so I'll have my stack here of 6 different pieces of foil and parchment paper. Don't have to stop and do one each time. You guys, this just little tips and tricks to make meal prep easy for you and not so daunting. Just do as many things that you can up front that you can. It just makes things so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. The reason why I do both foil and parchment paper is in case I need to toss these into the freezer. They're double protected. Also, I like to put these in the air fryer. And I feel like the parchment paper does such a good job of like steaming everything. And then the foil just keeps it really warm. So sometimes I'll just toss these in the air fryer before I head to work, but then they're still warm when I get to work and I'm ready to eat. I don't know. I feel like it just does such a great job. And then, but like I said, I can throw them in the freezer and it has like a nice barrier. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and we'll go ahead and get the sandwiches made. I kind of do my breakfast sandwiches different every time. So I'm using these 100-calorie Thomas English muffins, and I'm going to use some Canadian bacon. I wish I would have done 2 slices of Canadian bacon, now thinking back. I'm going to use my eggs that you see here. Don't those look beautiful? And then I have my cheese here. This is a 2%, like the Kraft American 2% cheese. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up these English muffins. Did you guys know on the package it tells you to use a fork to open English muffins? And it actually works so good, so much better than a knife. There you go. I don't know if you guys knew that. Look on your package. So I'm going to do an egg. Then I decided, oh no, I'm going to do egg, meat, egg, cheese. That's what I decided to do. Again, I wish I would have put 2 slices of Canadian bacon on here because I think like the nutrition facts that's on there is for 3 slices. And I did have 2 packages, but for some reason when I was counting in my head, I didn't think I had enough of the Canadian bacon, but I had some left over. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do English muffin, we'll do egg, we'll do Canadian bacon, egg, then cheese, and wrap them up. And here we go. Here's what the sandwich looks like. Next up, we're going to put our gravy, mashed cauliflower, chicken, green bean bowls all together. Let's just call these comfort bowls because that's really what they are. So I'm just putting in 1 cup of the mashed cauliflower in each one of these containers. Again, I'm not the only one that eats these. My son does take these to work as well. So that's why I have 2 different lunch options usually. So I'm just going to put a cup of them in there, and then we're going to add in just a generous helping of green beans and some chicken on top. So I have that chicken that I want to heat up in the air fryer. This is fully cooked chicken, so you just have to heat it up in either the microwave oven or the air fryer. I love it in the air fryer. So I kind of have it off on my cutting board. I took 3 slices and I have little piles. You can't really see it, but in my cutting board I have like little piles set up where I get about 3 strips per container is what I end up with. So I'm just going to plop that right on top of the meat because that's how I love to eat it myself, is on top with the gravy, and then the vegetables are on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll add in, like I said, a nice generous helping of those green beans, and then we'll add on the gravy on top of that. I'm just going to use a 1/4 cup of gravy on top of the mashed cauliflower and the chicken.
I look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me in the night. Look to the left, look to the right. Nothing can stop me in the night. Like I am leaving all the bad skies. Go, 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 running to better times. Go, 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 throw my emotions out. Go, 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 running to better times. 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 To better times.
And here are my comfort bowls. I cannot wait to have these for lunch because they look absolutely amazing. I'll be having these for lunch a couple of days, and they'll be having my chicken fajitas a couple days. So I'll be serving the chicken fajitas either like as a bowl with shredded lettuce or with rice cauliflower, one or the other, or both maybe, and also have some black beans on there, some avocado. Now, I do come home for lunch. I only live a mile away from my work. So for my lunch hour, I do come home, so I don't need to have it in meal prep containers. And because I only have those really nice 5 meal prep containers, I'm just going to put this in one big glass container, and then that way I can just come home and have it whether I want it with lettuce or with cauliflower rice or with both. That way I'm not kind of tied into like one way to have it. So that's why I like to do that sometime with like taco type things. So I'm just going to put all of that in one bowl, and then that'll be ready to go. And that is everything, you guys. That is everything I've meal prepped today. I have 2 lunches and a breakfast, and we are good to go. Thank you guys so much, as always, for taking time out of your day to watch my video. I know you guys have lots to choose from, so I just really appreciate those who take their time to watch my videos. And I will have all the recipes that I mentioned in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.